All right, Micah, we are live. Friends. Oh, and O'Malley's stuck on the chair there. He's almost knocked me down getting in front of me with that that leash of his, the old rascal. William's over here. Well, he's not over here, but he has to go get a clamp. He's working on our snow blower. We didn't have it last year. Nicole Thorne. Hi, Tim. Hi, Nicole. How are you? When I get a few people on here. Oh, it looks like a few people are on here already. We're going to talk about why we had to put Bo down. I was not clear at all. I didn't really give any information on the video that I did. Ben Caldecott, hey. Erica Hart, hi. And Pick says, hi, Tam and Micah. Hi there, how are you? Stephanie Tapman, I hadn't heard from you in ages. How are you doing, Stephanie? Daisy Wright, hi, Tamara and Micah. Hi, Daisy. This must have been a good time. A bunch of people are getting on. Oh, I love it. Crystal Color, hi. Hello. I don't know. Maybe that's Cooler, Suler. Who knows? You have to tell me. Spell it out for me. Elizabeth Zapala. Hi, Micah. Hi, Elizabeth. And HVH Chick 1998. Hi, Micah. Pick says, doing okay. It's a beautiful 73 degrees. Oh, my goodness. Yes, so nice here. Stephanie Tapman, girl, we need to talk. Yes, we do. I want to know how you're doing. Joanne Butler. Hi, Tam and Micah. Nicole Thorne. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry for your loss. I know how hard losing a pup is. Yeah, it's been tougher on some of us than others. Tiffany K. Hi there. How are you doing today? Doing well. The weather is like super. Is the weather good out here, Micah? I've got all these layers of clothes on. It's been so cold every day, and I finally had to take my coat off. Elizabeth Zapala, I love watching your videos, Micah and Tam. Thank you so much. Miss Awesome Ash, hi. Well, hi, Miss Awesome Ash. And this is our little awesome puppy. He is so sweet. I don't know if we're going to get this guy trained about the potty training inside. And one of the things is he is getting better with urinating outside. And he's actually doing better all the way around. But I've noticed since it's gotten colder, he's starting to poop in the house. So he's like, okay, I'll run outside fast enough to urinate, but I'm not staying out here long enough to poop because that takes longer, you know. And Nicole says, how is Micah handling it? She seems to be okay. I'll talk about the first night of that. Stephanie Tapman, where is my little friend? I don't know. Are you talking about Micah? There's Micah, and then I'm not sure who your little friend is. I don't remember. Carmen Hill. Hey, Tam and Micah. Hey, Carmen. Elizabeth Zapala, you guys should come to Florida because it's still in the 80s. Yeah, that would be really nice. Oh, William's waving at me from the sunroof. We got our first vehicle with a sunroof, guys. This is a 2001 Infiniti. It's got 223,000 miles on it. All of the, roll the window down. All of the electrical stuff still works, including the what you call the sunroof. It's electric. Here? Oh, yeah. The couple I bought it from said it's got a pull down right there for videos, but they had never used it.
Yeah, and the hookup for it's in the back.
Oh, we have to see if that works. And so it's got that, it's an Infiniti, you know, like these are like luxury cars, and it's got that clock. The clock works, guys, 20 years later, and it's got all this nice wood looking stuff, and it's got leather seats. That seat, though, that you're sitting on is not completely leather. It's got, maybe it was replaced. It's got something here that's not leather, if I remember right. Anyway, it all actually works. Like, this is like the coolest thing. 200 is waving at me from the sunroof. Let's see it one more time. Oh man, isn't that cool? We've never had a sunroof, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and the wheels are like coming off, but they're not coming off, but all the chrome's coming off.
And I checked the tires, they're okay. They'll last at least another year.
Are you sure? Because they said that it didn't drive so good last year in the winter.
No, I'll put the
They're all cracked in there.
You could see the top of his head.
Okay, Dad, buy some new tires.
Okay.
Buy some new tires, thank you. Just go buy some new tires. Okay. All right, so let's get to talking. Oh, let me see what I missed in the chat here, and then we'll start talking about Bo. Okay, let's see. Nicole Thorne, it's 37 degrees here in Massachusetts today. So cold. Yeah, it's been running that here, and that's kind of cold. Oh, and Stephanie says, Sophie and Lily, they're in the house, and if I went in there, they'd be hiding somewhere. You're coming to steal one? Well, Christian would not be sad at all about you doing that because he's so allergic to them. Rachel Horvat, hi. Hi, Rachel. And HVH Chick, my name is actually Mandy. I have cerebral palsy too. Oh, hi, Mandy. And that's cool. You understand Micah. Elizabeth Zapala, I would like to visit you guys in person. Well, you just let me know when you're in our area and we'll see if we can make that happen. Oh, he got hung up again on the chair. Oh, you gotta just come around here, guys. That little guy. Come around here. Come around here, little fella. Okay, so let me turn the camera around and then I'll see if I can get here by Micah and let's see if we can talk and if we can hold this and you can see us and I don't know. Can you guys see okay if I'm sitting in the whoops, your chair's on. If I'm sitting in this direction. Oh, and by the way, Lauren made this for me and she made it last year for my Christmas present. And let's see. Rachel Horvat says, hi, Mikey. Can you say hi to her? Now, I'm not sure how long I can stay in this position. I'm on the ground on my knees. But let's talk about Bo. And thank you so much for all of your support. Almost all of you were completely supportive of us losing a dog. And even though you didn't really understand, I didn't really talk about on the video that I made why we did what we had to do. I was just really videoing the whole day. So everything that was in that video that I just posted is literally that day that we had to put him down. But let me talk about what led up to us actually doing this. And yeah, we wouldn't ever just put down an animal just because. We had to have a really good reason, right? We have a house full of animals, and somebody with a house full of animals doesn't just arbitrarily put one down for no good reason. Just checking on the dog, making sure he's still here. He is a runner. The other day, I'll get back in a second. The other day, 3 people walked into I'm pulling in the driveway and 3 people are walking into my house. O'Malley comes out into the yard and everybody just closes the door and goes in the house. So I walk in the door and I say, hello, who let the dog out? You can't let the dog out because he will run and run and run. And not far from me is that we're on a busy street anyway. And a couple of blocks, about 3 blocks down is like a major street. And he ran across that street in the middle of rush hour type traffic. I mean, there were a lot of cars there. And usually he runs and runs, and for some reason he didn't run, and it was kind of scary, but I kept praying, God, please don't let him go. Please don't let him run. Please don't let him run. But then when I got him in the house, it was discovered by one of the people that had just walked in. He had a sticker burr underneath his paw that he must have gotten when he ran out in the yard. I was so thankful for that sticker burr. That must have kept him from running. It was hurting. So it was hurting, maybe just, he wasn't yelping or anything, but it might have been just enough irritation to keep him from running. I'm not sure, but I was just thankful. Okay, so here's the deal about Bo. If you've been watching us for a long time, you know that a couple of years ago, let me go back and think when this was. This was probably 2000, man, what year would this have been? 16, 17, maybe in 2017. I remember Bo got really sick, and I have a picture on Instagram like a long time ago of all of his hair like on one of his hips just completely gone, and I mean he was just raw. Took him into the vet a couple of times. They said it was the worst case they'd ever seen, and it was allergies, but we didn't know what he was allergic to. We put him on 2 rounds of prednisone. Like we put him on 1 round of prednisone, and then he got better. I'm saying it wrong, prednisone. He got bad again, went back, put him on another round of prednisone, and everybody knows how powerful a steroid is. I mean, it like just kills everything, makes life really good. We were trying to go through food, we were trying medications. We ended up getting him on a thyroid medication and an allergy medication that he takes every single day, twice a day. I think he was taking one once a day and one twice a day, something like that. But he was taking medicine every day, twice a day. And he got a lot better, like his hair, you know, his fur came back, and his fur was all good and real pretty, and you've seen in videos, I mean, he just looked really, really pretty, really healthy, shiny hair. Now during the time that he was really, really sick and we were trying to figure out what was wrong with him, he got really grouchy during that time. I'm trying to remember way back what he was like. I just remember that he was grouchy. I can't remember exactly what he was doing, but he clearly did not feel good. Well, somewhere around in that time and after he was taking medication, this pulls off of Micah's little thing on the control thing on the wheelchair. He started getting snappy, like he would snap at people, but the only time he ever snapped at people was when he was laying down and he was comfortable, and you would come over, and he was never like this all the previous years, but you would come over to him, and now, he never did it with William. He did it lots of times with me. There were times when he scared me, actually. I have some stories on that. But the love seat that's here in the living room, that was kind of Beau's love seat. He would lay down on there, and if you went over and tried to pet him, he might snap at you. Like, he didn't do it every single time, but he might snap at you. He would snap at you, or he would bite you if your hand was close enough, but he never hurt anybody. So there was never any blood, there was never any punctures, nothing like that. One of the stories I have is one time when he was in the bathtub. So that was how we would know when he wasn't feeling well. He would go hang out in the bathtub all the time, nice and cool in there. But he never really did that before he started feeling bad. And he would, checking on the dog. He was in the bathtub, and I needed him to get out of the bathtub one day. And he was growling at me and baring his teeth, and I mean, it was like a 15-minute deal. He had me scared to death. I went and got the broom and was trying to get him out, and he was just letting me know he wasn't getting out of the bathtub. I don't think he would have hurt me, because I don't think he felt well enough to like really jump out of the bathtub. He got old, and if you know anything about Labrador retrievers, when they get older, it's very typical that their hips go out. A lot of times they have to have hip surgery. Well, he didn't ever really need surgery, but as he got older, you could tell that his hips didn't work quite as well. And so I probably didn't have anything to be scared of. So William told me the next time, what did he tell me to do? He told me to get some food. If I went and got food, then I'd get him to just hop right out. But we had this experience, I had this experience at least twice with Beau in the bathtub. But the first time was the scariest because I didn't know what to do. The next time, I don't remember exactly what happened, but it wasn't quite as dramatic the next time. And there were times when this happened with CNAs, and recently a CNA called in, and she let the office know. They sent me an email, and they needed a copy of his records. They needed to make sure that Beau had a rabies shot, and we keep up with all the animal shots, so he'd had a rabies shot, and I sent it in. And my only response was there wasn't anybody in the house, and I had no context for that happening. I don't think she got hurt. They didn't say anything about her getting hurt, and because he'd never hurt anybody before, I was pretty sure that she wasn't hurt. He probably just snapped at her. And, you know, and he might have actually caught her hand. But she'd been here lots of times and knew him, and he knew her. So the only thing that I could think of is that he was laying on the couch. She went over to pet him. He bit her. He didn't feel good. And this has been a recent thing, and he was taking all of his medication. So the day before we put him down, so we put him down on a Saturday, and I just put the video up a couple of days ago. So it was like couple of weeks ago when we put him in. I think I put the recording date of the actual video I mean, of the actual day. It was the Saturday after October 13th. That's when it happened. So on Friday, in the morning, I'm sitting in the yellow chair in the living room by the table. And he is laying down on the floor next to me, and he is asleep. So I just reach down and I put my hand, you know, I pet him on his head. He opens up his eyes, he looks at me, and he looks like he's wide awake, and he bites my hand. He does not hurt my hand, but he bites my hand. Well, I'm not sure how long you let your dog go with biting you, but this has been going on for, you know, off and on for a couple of years, and he's been spending a lot more time recently in the bathtub. And so he's not been feeling well. William had, just like a week or so before we put him down, William had asked the vet about his medication. You know, was he on the right amount? Did we need to change anything? Because we felt like he wasn't feeling very well. And the vet said that he was on the maximum dose. So William was planning on going back again and seeing if he needed to take Bo into the vet and do anything else. But let's go back to the Friday, the day before we put him down. He bit my hand in the morning. Okay, let's back up 2 weeks before that. 2 weeks before that, well, we've had the little guy here, the little Maltese poodle. We've had him since the end of March, since right after I had my surgery. And they get along pretty well. We haven't really had any big problems. You know how little dogs get that, what do they call it, a big dog syndrome, little dog syndrome, something like that, where, you know, the little dog wants to be the big dog. But they got along for the most part, and sometimes, you know, O'Malley would jump up on Bo and kind of be, you know, like aggressive with him, you know, barking more like, you know, hey, I'm trying to start something kind of thing. But Bo was real cool with him most of the time. There were on occasion, if he just kept it up, you know, Bo would be like, okay, I'm done with you. But he would just turn around and kind of snap back at him. No big deal. I mean, it wasn't a problem at all. He was just letting O'Malley know, I'm done with you. You need to leave me alone. That was never a problem. Well, about 2 weeks before the Friday that I'm about to tell you about, I was playing, O'Malley loves to play. So I was playing with O'Malley, and I was throwing a toy. And we were playing in the kitchen, and then I started throwing this toy into the living room, and Bo hears this, so he wants to get involved. So he comes into the kitchen, and I throw this toy into the living room, and he runs in there after it. He grabs it. Well, O'Malley's been playing with me already for like 10 minutes. And O'Malley runs up to him and doesn't really do anything real aggressive, but Bo turns around, and I mean, he like snaps on O'Malley. And his whole head, his whole little head was up in Bo's mouth. And he must have come down on that head 3 times. He comes down on his neck, you know, and I'm running over. I mean, this is all like in split seconds happening. And I'm running over, and, you know, I'm hollering at Bo, you know, stop, stop, stop. And finally O'Malley gets loose and goes underneath the table. And there were no puncture wounds. There was nothing that happened. You know, he didn't have any blood. We didn't have to take him to the vet. You know, nothing happened. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty scary that happened with O'Malley. So fast forward 2 weeks, and we're on this Friday. Friday morning, Bo bites me. And then Friday afternoon, I had let Bo and O'Malley out in the backyard. Weather was nice. I'm in my bedroom. And I hear Bo bark, and I can tell it's just a bark telling O'Malley, leave me alone. No big deal. I didn't even go check on him because it was very short. I recognized the sound, knew exactly what was happening. So about 5 minutes later, I hear O'Malley squealing, and I'm like, oh no. And I run through the house, and I run out the back door, and I'm just running, and I'm hollering. And O'Malley comes running around the fence of the pool, and one of his front paws, you know, he's not walking on it, not running on it because it's hurting. And I pick him up, and he squeals all the way into the house. So I check him all over, and, you know, just that one leg, like the joint in the one leg, you know, was sore. And he, you know, don't mess with that. There was a small puncture wound right in the back of his head. It had a little bit of blood on it, just like an initial bleed that just started bleeding and stopped about the same time it started. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't need to take him to the vet, no problem. But when that happened, and that was just 2 weeks later, so he bit me in the morning, and let's see, I'm making sure we're okay here. 38% on my phone. So I'm making sure that, you know, I check him over really good and everything is fine with him. So he was just getting too aggressive, and he just kept biting people closer together, and he was already on medication. So we were past finding him the right food. We were past finding him medication. We were past all of those things, had been for quite some time. So I took him to, so we made the decision, we talked about, you know, if we gave him to somebody else, that wasn't an option, because if he was biting people, we could give him to somebody else and allow that to be something that would happen again, that he would bite somebody else, that he would bite somebody and actually hurt somebody else. We couldn't keep him and let there be an opportunity for him to kill O'Malley, which we were concerned about that being a possibility. So we just talked about a lot of different things. We talked about, you know, we talked about a shelter, and we're like, can't take him to a shelter because they're not going to take him if he's biting people. Biting people is the really big deal. So I take him to the vet. I make an appointment so we decide on Friday that we're going to take him into the vet and put him down. So I call in, or I go into the vet on Saturday, and I tell him everything that's going on. I condense everything that I just told you and made it short. And he said, you're doing the right thing. He said, I wouldn't even let you leave with the dog under these circumstances. He said, I have told people no before. Sometimes I don't think that that's necessary to do that. He said, if it was just O'Malley, he said, I would help you find a shelter that you could go to. He said, that's something that's manageable, but when it comes to people, we can't allow that. People are much more important than animals are, and you don't know, you know, what the next people encounter might be. And I said, yeah, we've talked about all that. So every single thing that he said to me, William and I had already talked about and already discussed and already decided that there were no options except for doing this. And sorry for all the confusion that I caused with you guys not knowing exactly what was going on. You guys loved Bo, and I appreciate your love very much that you had for Bo. But this is the story, and this is the reason that we really had to do this. We didn't just do this for fun. We weren't just trying to get rid of him for no good reason. We had a very good reason, and I hope this makes sense to you and this that you understand. And Micah was upset. It was about midnight on Saturday night, so it would have been Sunday morning because it was midnight. And she's awake, and I get out of bed and I go in there and I'm like, why are you still awake in here? I said, are you thinking about Bo? And she said, yeah. I said, well, I'm in my bed and I'm thinking about Bo too. And so she was sad, but she seems okay now. When we talk about him, she kind of perks up and says his name and stuff. Bronson was mad. Bronson was pretty sure this was my fault. He just wasn't quite understanding what was going on. William, if you guys watch the video all the way through, Bronson says goodbye to Micah. Did you watch all the way to the end and see O'Malley with Micah at the very, very end? Regina was crying. William was crying. I'm trying to think of my kid's name. Bronson cried, but he didn't cry on video. Micah was upset, and it was emotional for me to actually take him in and be there, but I'm okay. Everybody I think is okay. Just one of those things. And let's look at the comments here. Nicole Thorin, Micah and I are cerebral palsy buddies. How about that? That's cool. Rachel Horvat, poor Bo. Nicole Thorne, I would love to make you and Micah something that I illuminate and send it to you guys. Oh, that would be so cool. Elizabeth Zapala, how's Sophie and Lily doing? They are doing quite well. when O'Malley's not chasing them around the house. Stephanie Tatum. Nicole, can you make me something too? How's that? Rachel Horvat, how is Mikey's day service? It's going pretty well. Going pretty good for you? Pix, that sounds like 2017. It was when I first started watching. Yeah, that sounds right to me too. Talking about when Bo was really getting sick. Stephanie says, Mikey, what's wrong? I don't think anything's wrong. Is anything wrong? Is it kind of sad me talking about Bo? Yeah. And Lauren Nealon says, hi, Micah and Tamera. Carly Rogers, hey. I think, is that your Carly? I always forget. No, you're a subscriber, Carly Rogers, right? Lexi W, hi, Tam and Micah. Elizabeth Zapala, I hope Micah is doing well. She is. Tommy Hickson Jr., sorry for your loss. Thank you so much. Judy says, so sorry about Bobo. He will be greatly missed in your videos, and I know in your heart, I do hope he finds his pears in heaven. That was the cutest comment you made to me about those pears. Lexi, my cat who passed on Christmas laid in the tub a lot before he died. Yeah, I guess it's just a nice, cool, smooth spot to lay down in. Kiera Betts, hey! Hey there, Kiera. Joanne Butler, hi again, Tamera and Micah. Sorry I had to leave. Sorry, but about Bo, hope all is well. Thank you so much. Rachel says, Miss Mikey's pretty hair. Aw. Erica Hart, so sorry for your loss. I loved Bobo, but you all did the right thing. He didn't feel good and something was wrong. He's over the Rainbow Bridge now. Thank you so much. The other thing is, we were kind of wondering if maybe something was wrong in his brain. You know, maybe my mother had a dog, and long story short, she actually had a biopsy sent to Texas A&M, so they would know for sure. And he had a brain tumor that made him go crazy. Let's see. Stephanie says, I'm gonna video chat when you get done. Okay. Nicole, I'll send you pictures on Facebook of some of the things I've made, Tam. Oh, that sounds cool. Carly Rogers, hey. Nicole, does Micah understand death? Just curious. I'm not sure. Do you understand death? Huh? No, you don't understand it exactly? Should we talk about it? Okay. I guess we'll have to talk about it. Thank you for asking me. Elizabeth says, happy belated birthday, Micah. Hey, happy birthday. Daniel Fisher, hey, girls, hey. Rachel Horvat, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Yes, and Deb is going to start packing for our trip this afternoon. Yeah. Shadugi says, hiya, Tamera and Micah. How are you both? Doing well, thank you. And Lexi W, does Micah have 20/20 vision? No, and it's interesting that you asked because I need to get, she used to wear glasses years ago, but every time we got glasses, she would pull them off and the wheelchair would run over them and they would get broken, and we had a bunch of kids and it was just such a major thing to go take care of these glasses. So I keep thinking I need to get her in, and I was just thinking the other day I need to make an appointment. I can't take her just anywhere. I have to take her to a specialist here in town to get her eyes done, but I need to get her in for that and see how her eyes are doing. Kira Betts, my Nana put down my dog because she bit another dog. Yeah, that's a major reason that people put their animals down, is because they bite. Elizabeth Zapala, tell Deb that I said hello. I sure will. Nicole, I wish you guys could do a meetup in Massachusetts and we could meet. I know, wouldn't that be cool? Rachel says, where do you go for Thanksgiving? We go to Oklahoma to see my aunt and my cousin, and or my cousins with an S. So it would be my first cousins, and then they have 2 kids, which are my second cousins, and we all get together and we have Thanksgiving dinner together. And my uncle passed away this last summer, or not this last summer, but it was right after I had my surgery in March. It was like maybe May. He passed away, so we won't be seeing him this year. Kira says, sorry, I didn't know how to spell. Oh, no worries. As long as I can figure it out, I don't care how you spell it. Pig says, when are you leaving for Oklahoma? We're going to leave right before Thanksgiving. And Lexi says, I'm legally blind and I can't walk, so I use a power chair, and I'm also autistic. Oh, wow. Now, how do you use a power chair if you're legally blind? You must be able to see a little bit, maybe, to operate your chair. That seems kind of hard to do. Doesn't that seem hard to do? Okay, so that is our big long story of why we had to put Bo down. And I wanted to get on here live because there were a lot of comments that came in. A lot of comments that came in about that, and I do appreciate your support very much. Peak says, I'm on vacation the week before Thanksgiving. Rats. Where are you going to go on vacation? Nicole says, does Micah have osteoporosis? Yes, she does. She has a little bit. Rachel says, what is Miss Mikey's favorite color? I don't know. It looks like it's orange. Is orange your favorite color? Yeah. She's been picking out orange for everything. Nicole, I know it's common with CP. Now, I did not know that. Why? Or do you know why? Well, I'm guessing that part of it is because you're not weight-bearing as much. You're not walking around. Kira says, yeah, I have CP. No, I have IEP classes. I have IEP class. Elizabeth says, I have mild case of cerebral palsy and in my hips. Stephanie says, Lexi W. CA period, is that California? And Lexi, I drive with my right hand and use a white cane with my left hand. Oh, wow, that's very interesting. Pick says, maybe Glen Elder, Kansas. Oh, that sounds fun. I don't know where that is. Stephanie says, can you please message me? I probably won't remember. You better message me. Nicole says, it's common for people that are immobile because they aren't weight-bearing. Yeah, that's what I figured. So Micah getting into her stander every day. She spends at least 20 minutes a day in her stander, and so that is some weight-bearing for Micah. And then we walk her from the living room, to the bathroom, from the living room to her bedroom. Rachel says, can Miss Mikey walk with a walker? Yes. She has a really big walker that's too big for her house, and we don't have enough smooth surface here where we live to use it, so they use it at her day program. I'm not sure how much they use it, but they use it. Pig says it's where David's parents are. Oh, that's nice. Erica Hart, you two take care. See your next video soon. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, my knees are hurting. I got my knees down on the dirt. So I'm gonna have to get up off the ground and say goodbye to you, but I'll get off first. Up first, I should say. And the little rascal's got his. Oh man. Ooh, I can barely walk after having my knees down on the ground like that. Nicole says, does she take iron and calcium supplements? No. Elizabeth, hopefully I get to see you guys on the next live video. Yes. Joanne Butler, my CNA or PA, as we in the UK may have to leave because of health issues. Please pray for her. Her name is Deb too. I will. Rachel says, I love you, Miss Mikey. Nicole, you've been kneeling the entire time. That's commitment, Tam. Aw. Stephanie says, no, I was trying to say Lexi W. Can you please message me? Oh, got it. All right, Miss Mikey. You want to say goodbye to your friends? You know what? I bet you need to go to the bathroom, don't you? I need to get you in the bathroom. All right. I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help, for my help cometh from the Lord, who made the heaven and the earth. Say, I'll see you soon. See you on the next video. Ta-ta. All right, guys. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.